Hello everyone. We have been discussing about the biotechnology and its application. Earlier we have discussed about the application of biotechnology in the field of agriculture. And in the previous two videos I have discussed about the application of biotechnology in medicine. And in that we have discussed about how genetically engineered insulin is obtained by the use of the technique of biotechnology or by the use of genetic engineering you can say, or otherwise recombinant DNA technology. Now the third one over here, this is also related to the application of biotechnology in medicine, and this is talking about the diagnosis. You know, when we talk about the healthcare, two aspects are important. The first one is the diagnosis, and then comes the treatment. So when, let us say, any patient, or let us say ourselves, we consider here, when we have some kind of health issues, we have some trouble in the body, what happens? We land up to a doctor, and then the first thing the doctor suggests or writes for us is going for some kind of test like blood test, urine test, x-rays. If it is very serious, some internal problem is there, so for that CT scan, MRIs are advised by the doctor. And all these are different methods for diagnosis, so that the doctor becomes sure about the kind of problem, the trouble the patient is having. And based on that, the doctor is going to decide about the prescription of which medicine should be given, or which medicine should be prescribed for that particular patient, so that the patient is going to recover from the trouble he or she is facing. Now here at present we are talking about what? The application of biotechnology, and that also in diagnosis, molecular diagnosis. Okay, one more thing. When do we land up to a doctor? We land up to a doctor's clinic only when we are having some trouble. And that also, how do we come to know that we are having some trouble? Because of some kind of difficulty, some kind of symptoms which are visible to us. And when the symptoms are visible, that means what? Symptoms are visible only when the pathogen, that is the organism which has entered into our body, it has divided, multiplied and increased into a large quantity, or the concentration has increased. Due to that, now it is able to cause some kind of symptom or bring out some kind of symptoms. By experiencing those changes in our body, we come to know that we are having some or the other kind of trouble. And here we are discussing, or we have to discuss in this topic, that the diagnosis, and that also here what kind of diagnosis we are talking? Molecular diagnosis is done much before the symptom is visible. सिम्टम अभी दिखाई देना शुरू नहीं हुआ है. क्यों? क्योंकि क्वांटिटी या कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर पैथोजेनिक ऑर्गेनिज्म हैज नॉट कम टू अ पर्टिकुलर लेवल. Before that, if somehow we are able to know as to what kind of trouble or what kind of infection has taken place, then the treatment can be started much before the hand. Means serious कंडीशन में जाने से पहले या पहुंचने से पहले ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट करने की बात कर रहे हैं. लेकिन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी शुड कम टू नो, द डॉक्टर शुड कम टू नो. In case of cancer, we have discussed, if you remember, that in case of cancer, what happens? Nobody comes to know. Then most of the cases are undetected. Means it is not detected in the starting or beginning. When it has advanced and it has become very serious, at that time only we come to know. Here, let us continue with the molecular diagnosis as to how it is done. So that's why here early diagnosis of a particular disease is very important. For what purpose? So that the treatment can be started much beforehand, and as a result of that the treatment can become effective. And along with that, how the organism is growing inside the body, how it is increasing the number or concentration of the substance with the help of which it is able to cause the disease. So if suppose that early diagnosis is done, then also it will help us to understand its pathophysiology. If you see this word here, pathophysiology, pathology you understand, and then here we are talking about physiology as to how the body function is being affected. So if suppose that the early diagnosis is possible, then further how that organism or how that particular disease it is advancing or it is increasing in its degree, that can be studied. And using conventional method, like some time back here, few minutes back I mentioned about the blood tests, X-rays, CT scan and MRIs, these are conventional methods. These conventional methods are not able to detect at very low concentration. Here we are talking about what? Early detection means what? At a very low concentration of that particular organism or any other product from the organism. Like here when we are talking about the molecular diagnosis, means here we are mainly referring to the DNA and the RNA or the protein that is being produced by our body, or otherwise the DNA or RNA of a particular organism which has entered into our body, उसको क्या करना है? डिटेक्ट करना है कि वो प्रेजेंट है कि नहीं है. And based on that, 3 different techniques are important here. Means these 3 techniques are over here, they serve the purpose of early diagnosis. मतलब टाइम से पहले ये 3 मेथड की मदद से क्या कर सकते हैं? अर्ली डायग्नोसिस पॉसिबल हो सकता है. पहला क्या है? रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी, एंड वी हैव बीन डिस्कसिंग अबाउट दिस रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी और जेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग. दूसरा क्या है? एंजाइम लिंक्ड इम्यूनोसॉर्बेंट एसे, इन शॉर्ट एलाइजा. And the third one is polymerase chain reaction that we have also discussed in the previous chapter and also in chapter number 6. Now starting with the first one, कौन सा है? molecular probe की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. This is a technique which is used in the recombinant DNA technology. So here first of all, what is molecular probe, that we have to understand, and this about this I have discussed earlier also in chapter number 11 and also in chapter number 6 I have discussed about this. Let me discuss once more here. Now these 2 points are included here. These are extra. What I am showing at present, color कर दिया है ये. These are extra. This is not important for exam purpose, but this knowledge, this is for extra knowledge you should have. पहली बात, molecular probe होता क्या है? Is it right? Molecular probe क्या है? So these are actually what? Single stranded either DNA or RNA. Single stranded DNA या फिर RNA का piece है. And with that DNA or RNA piece, what is labeled over here, what is attached over here is an radioisotope attached किया गया है. जैसे कि P32, you understand? P32 attached किया गया है so that it can be useful for identification. And some of this disorder, some of these probes are available. Here I am talking about the molecular probe. Molecular probes are available for some of these genetic disorders like cystic fibrosis. पहला क्या है? Cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs disease, T-A-Y, Tay-Sachs disease. And the third one is what? Duchenne मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रॉफी. इनके अगेंस्ट में क्या चीज अवेलेबल है? molecular probes are available in which what happens, what is present here, single stranded DNA or RNA piece is there and with that is attached or otherwise you can say label किया हुआ है. किस चीज से label किया हुआ है? रेडियो आइसोटोप से. Like for example here one example is P32 is labeled there so that this single stranded DNA or RNA is going to act like a complementary chain or complementary strand to the strand of the पैथोजन. मतलब पैथोजन है उसके डीएनए या फिर आरएनए के साथ जो है ये अटैच कर पाएगा. एंड एक बार अटैच हो गया मतलब ये हुआ कि ऑन एक्सपोजर टू द एक्सरे फिल्म व्हाट हैपेंस, इट कैन बी डिटेक्टेड. तो ये पता चल जाएगा कि किस ऑर्गेनिज्म का या ऑर्गेनिज्म हमारे बॉडी में एंटर किया है या नहीं किया है. दैट कैन बी कंफर्म्ड ओवर हियर. नाउ स्पेसिफिक एनालिटिकल टेक्निक्स हैव बीन डेवलप्ड. क्या बोल रहे हैं? स्पेशलाइज्ड और स्पेसिफिक एनालिटिकल टेक्निक्स हैव बीन डेवलप्ड which are used to identify a specific DNA or RNA. मतलब समझो कि एक वायरस है, उस वायरस ने हमारे बॉडी में एंट्री कर लिया है. सो इफ इट हैज एंटर्ड मीन्स व्हाट, इट्स DNA और RNA will be available in low quantity or low concentration in our body. So that has to be detected here. That has to be detected from our body. And this is detected by this method of molecular probe, or the use of molecular probe is done. Now once again, what is that? Specific analytical techniques have been developed which are used to identify a specific DNA, RNA or even proteins are identified from the sample by a technique which is generally called as blotting technique. Three different types of blottings are available: southern blotting, northern blotting and western blotting. Now southern blotting is used for detecting DNA. Is it right here? For detecting DNA, and this is identified by radio level DNA. Means single stranded DNA will be used here whose nucleotide sequence is known. और पेशेंट के बॉडी से उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्ट्रैंड हम क्या करना है? आइडेंटिफाई करना है वेदर वो पेशेंट के बॉडी में है कि नहीं है. सिमिलर टू दैट हियर इन द सेकेंड वन, नॉर्दर्न ब्लॉटिंग में क्या करते हैं? आरएनए इज आइडेंटिफाइड एंड डिटेक्टेड बाय यूज ऑफ रेडियो लेबल्ड डीएनए और आरएनए प्रोब. एंड द थर्ड वन इज वेस्टर्न ब्लॉटिंग. इन दिस इज फॉर प्रोटीन. इट इज आइडेंटिफाइड ओवर हियर with the help of labeled antibody probe. यहाँ पर क्या यूज कर रहे हैं? एंटीबॉडी प्रोब. एंटीबॉडी यू नो is made up of protein only. Okay, so what happens here? Three blotting techniques are there: southern, northern and western blotting technique, with the help of which what happens? The DNA, RNA or proteins can be detected. Now a single stranded, what happens or how it is done here? So single stranded DNA or RNA, as I have discussed earlier as to what is molecular probe. So in this what happens, a single stranded DNA or RNA is tagged or labeled with a radioactive molecule. What I discussed earlier, isotope, radioisotope, like for example here, what is that? P32. So in this case what happens, a single stranded DNA or RNA is tagged or otherwise labeled with a radioactive molecule, and as a result of that, now it is called as a probe. Now this is called as a probe, and this is allowed to hybridize. This is allowed to hybridize to its complementary DNA in a clone of cells, and then after that exposing after hybridization, exposing to the X-rays. That is a method called as autoradiography. Once again, let us say that a sample has been taken from the patient's body. Is it right? And then with that is added the DNA or RNA probe that has been already radio labeled, and that's why that is now called as a DNA or RNA probe. So when the sample from patient's body is taken, and if suppose that the DNA or RNA of the pathogen or the disease causing organism is present, so this probe is going to hybridize. This probe is going to hybridize, and as a result of that, on exposure to the X-rays, what happens? This will be now identified. This will be identified. But only thing, if that particular organism is present for which the probe was used, if it is present, it can be detected here. The clones having mutated gene, let us say in that mixture or in that clone of the DNA or RNA, if some gene is present which has undergone mutation, so as a result of that mutation, the sequence of nucleotides, if it is a DNA, is going to change. So as a result of that, it will not be able to hybridize with the DNA probe here. अगर डीएनए प्रोब यूज किया गया है और जो पैथोजन का डीएनए है, ऑलरेडी इट हैज अंडरगोन म्यूटेशन. As a result of that mutation, what has happened now? It has changed now. So it is not going to take part in the hybridization method, and as a result of that, it will not be hybridized, and so it cannot be detected here because of mutation. Because what happens here? The probe which was used, it is not having its complementarity with the mutated gene. It was having the complementarity with the original DNA sequence. But here, after the mutation has taken place, this probe is no more complementary. And as a result of that, it is not hybridized, and so it will not be detected. That means what? Any kind of defect that has resulted due to the mutation, that cannot be detected. For that, again, a similar kind of or complementary DNA probe has to be present here so that it can be detected here. That was the first method here. Now coming to the second one is ELISA. The full form of ELISA is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Now in this, what happens? Enzyme is utilized, and that also a specific kind of antibody antigen reaction. Antibody and antigen interaction take place. Means there is an interaction here between antigen and antibody, and this method was first used by two persons. Who is that? Engvall and Perlma, Perlma, in 1971. As I said, that this is based on a principle of antigen antibody interaction, or you can say reaction here, and there is a use of enzyme over here, and due to that, what happens? There is a formation of some change is there in the color, which is read by the use of photospectrometer. Use of photospectrometer is done. Now in this method, what happens? This uses, what I said, a specific kind of enzyme, and these enzymes may be a peroxidase or alkaline phosphatase. The enzyme that is used in this method are either peroxidase or alkaline phosphatase, which can detect a very small amount of proteins. And protein over here in this case is the antigen or otherwise the antibody. Both of these are proteinaceous. Antigen and antibody both are made up of protein only. So a small amount of protein is present that can be detected over here by this method, which uses the specific kind of enzyme like phosphatase and alkaline phosphatase or peroxidase. Some of the infections are detected by this method, like for example, the over here infection by pathogen can be detected by the use of this presence of antigen, or otherwise the other one what I said, presence of antibodies. Both, let us say in case of detection for use for the AIDS, So in case of AIDS, let us say if HIV has entered into a person's body, so that person is called as HIV positive. Now how to confirm that the person is positive or not positive? So a small amount of that viral antigen can be identified, or otherwise the body has started synthesizing or preparing antibodies against the antigen of HIV. So as a result of that, either the antigen or either the antibodies are detected from the body of the person, from the body of that particular person who is suspected, not confirmed as to the person is positive or not. But in order to find out or to detect whether the person is positive or not, what happens here? Either the antigen or antibody has to be detected from the person's body. Now this ELISA can be of different types. Like for example, direct ELISA, indirect ELISA, sandwich ELISA and competitive ELISA. Now this is only for information. This is not important for the exam purpose. What happens here, little bit I will discuss here. Wells are available. Means for that kits are available. Very similar to the one what you know about the pregnancy kits are available, where what happens, the hormones are detected. Here we are talking about what? ELISA. Let us say any disease, tuberculosis, typhoid, or otherwise let us say here HIV. For that wells are used. And in this what happens, already the company has given, means it has been manufactured. Where on the walls of the wells over here, this is the wells I am talking, what I am talking now. So here the antigen already has been coated, or otherwise antibody can be coated. So let us say over here that antigen has been coated in the wells. After addition of the sample, that has to be checked whether the antibody is present in that person's body or not. And then along with that, enzymes which are to be used is used, and after that what happens, it is read with the help of what I said, photospectrometer, optical density, and for that some range is available already. It is known when to say the sample is positive or it is negative. Like for example, here this is shown for positive and this one is shown over here is for negative. Likewise this one also, second also is shown for that only, but you don't have to worry about that. Exam purpose you have to only worry about this much, nothing more than that. Coming further, polymerase chain reaction. This is PCR, already we have learned, you have discussed in the earlier chapters also. This is also used in case of DNA fingerprinting, where the sample collected from the crime scene is very less. Let us say hair, sperm cells available from the, let us say, female genital tract, or otherwise some blood sample is available. So in order to get the DNA copies, more DNA copies, PCR is used. Very similar here in this case of molecular diagnosis also. From the body of, let us say, a patient, very low concentration of the viral or the pathogenic DNA or RNA is available. Now how to increase that, how to amplify that, and then later on that amplified DNA or RNA sample can be used for further detection, for further conduction of the test. So here what happens here, symptom of the disease, earlier I have mentioned this, symptoms of the disease is produced when the concentration of pathogen becomes very high in the body. क्या लेकिन उस समय तक वेट करेंगे? Is it right? A very low concentration of bacteria or virus can be detected by amplification of their nucleic acid by PCR. PCR method is used so that a very low concentration of the bacterial or viral DNA or the genome is taken and it is amplified. And at that time, when this sample was collected from the body of, let us say, the patient, at that time the symptom was not visible. Before the symptom is visible or symptom has started showing its result. At that time only this detection we are talking. Means a small amount of or a very low concentration or number of this bacterial or viral pathogen has entered into the body and it is present. It has still not multiplied and increased in its concentration or population. At that time, the DNA sample is received and then amplified so that further conduction of the detection method can be continued. फर्दर डिटेक्शन आगे मेथड को जो भी डिटेक्शन करना है उस मेथड को आगे हम कंटिन्यू कर सके, इसलिए क्या कर रहे हैं, डीएनए या फिर आरएनए को एम्पलीफाई करने की बात कर रहे हैं. एंड दिस इज नाउ रूटीनली यूज्ड. आज की डेट में ऑलरेडी ये रूटीनली यूज किया जाता है. किस लिए यूज कर रहे हैं? टू डिटेक्ट द एचआईवी इन सस्पेक्टेड एड्स पेशेंट. किसी के ऊपर सस्पेक्टेड कोई है तो उसको चेक कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज small amount of virus also is present in the body that can be detected. Second one is to detect mutation in genes in suspected cancer patients. And the third one is to identify many other genetic disorders. मतलब ये हुआ कि this PCR is a powerful technique which is that's why used in the molecular diagnosis. And if you remember earlier we have discussed about this, let us say polymerase chain reaction, right? In the previous chapter we have discussed one copy of DNA was available. That is 3 steps are there, if you remember: denaturation, annealing and extension. So from 1 copy, 2 copies, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 copies, and if that PCR cycle is run for 20 to 30 cycles, millions of copies of the DNA will be available that can be used or that can be used for further conduction of the detection method. Whatever method has to be detected, whatever, either the DNA is being detected, RNA is being detected or protein. But here at present we are talking about PCR, and here mainly it is referring to the DNA detection. That is the genetic material over here. So that was about the molecular diagnosis. Thank you.